Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first ever Support Esports podcast. I'm your host, William, or also known as King Link Fan. And with me today, I have my co-host, Brian,
Hello.
and my other co-host, Brock.
Hello.
And today, we're going to talk about preseason and our predictions for the summer split, as well as our predictions for which NA teams are going to Worlds, as well as our Day 1 and Day 2 game predictions.
For week one.
For week 1, yes.
Yeah.
And so let's start with the summer split predictions, the big picture. On who, Brian, you go first. Who do you have as the worst team the team that's going to finish last place this year in the summer?
Okay. Well, no surprise. I have the Golden Guardians taking up the rear. Some of my reasons for that is because I think that Matt, while way better than my hard-stuck silver self, is hot garbage. And I think they need to replace him personally, starting off strong. I think Lorlo was definitely a player of the past, and he's holding on to his LCS career as much as he can. Also, having a new mid laner, don't know how he'll gel with a team that looked like they already weren't gelling very well. And I think that if the Golden Guardians are going to have any shot, it's going to be through contracts and definitely because I think they're the only embers of hope in that team.
That was a very questionable move, getting rid of High in their mid lane. Didn't
Yeah,
like that
I
very
don't know
much.
about that one.
Yeah, I don't think anyone knows about that one.
Especially because they were struggling already last year. Brock, who do you
That's
have in
tough.
10?
You know, I actually changed mine. I had Optic going last, but I also have Golden Guardians going last now because I don't even play mid anymore, and I'm like Gold 5 in Flex Q, but I'm pretty sure I could beat their mid.
Really?
You can't get rid of High and put in someone that no one knows about. You just can't do it.
I haven't
And I also-
actually seen some stuff about him at all. Like, I've heard
Yeah,
nothing.
I haven't either.
So the new mid laner is Mickey, and I know he had a stint on Team Liquid, but I think that was when they were in last place as well. So I don't think he has much going for him in
Yeah,
his
that's rough.
resume. Yeah, so
Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, I think that was a ballsy move that I don't think it's going to pay off. I
Well-
really don't.
I do have something different for my 10th team. I have Optic Gaming as my 10th team. I just
Good pick.
I just don't think they're a very good team overall. And I can see them picking up maybe a few wins against other teams like Golden Guardians or FlyQuest. But I don't really see them improving at all from what they showed in Summer Split whatsoever. And I see them only going like 4-14 or 4-16 or something like that.
Yeah. Not much jungle pressure between the lower tier teams.
Yeah, no, no, they don't have
Like, it's really not.
those solid
Especially-
junglers.
Yeah. And then you take out the fact that jungle is kind of non-existent right now anyway.
definitely meta dependent.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be rough.
So, well, to speed up the bottom part of the order, I'm assuming all of us have for the 8, 9, 10 a certain order of Golden Guardians, Optic, and FlyQuest.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Okay, but we don't need to go too much detail there. I have Golden. Just real quick, I have Golden Guardians 8, our FlyQuest 9, Optic 10. Really not like a 1-win difference between each of them. They're all gonna beat up on each other and maybe steal a game or two from the other teams, but I don't see them going anywhere past that. Is that what you
Yeah, I
guys
don't
have?
That's
Um,
definitely for sure.
I have FlyQuest at 9,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they have a lot of veterans in the team, but I think they're just kind of old. Like, I think Wild Turtle definitely is good, but he's just not as good as other AD carries.
He's towards the end of his career for sure.
Yeah, but they also have Flame top lane, who on Immortals was just a beast. I don't think he's bad.
Mm-hmm.
And they picked up Santorin, who I don't know why. I mean, I haven't seen him play in a long time because he was on Gold Coin United and didn't make it through Challenger. But I don't know. And they also have a new support named Quan, who I know nothing about.
Yeah,
So-
they're really going for that veteran style, like hoping that the experience will pull them through. But I personally don't see it.
Yeah.
Rough week 1 for FlyQuest.
Who are they
Is it
playing?
rough.
Who are they playing first?
Echo Fox day 1, TSM day 2.
Wolf.
Yeah.
Rough.
Is that a look into the future for your predictions that they're gonna be 0-2?
Yeah. Side note, we do have a battle right off the bat for 9 and 10. Week 1, day 1, Golden Guardians, Optic Gaming.
One of them will be 1-0 after the first day. They will
I
be
don't think-
undefeated.
I don't think Optic's that bad.
Oh, you
And
don't?
I have him at 8. I think Power of Evil's really good.
Yeah,
I think he
pretty good.
was in a new region. I don't know if he's as good as the other imported mid laner like Fabivin, but I definitely think he's good. I think Acadian, if he's getting to play a carry, is
Dokla.
really good. I think Dokla is too young. I don't think he'll do well.
Very.
NA top laners, I feel like, are really experienced, except for Lorlo,
Yeah.
who is garbage.
Licorice is pretty young too.
Yeah, he's young, but he's good if he gets enabled by his team. But
Suppose speaking of
Yeah.
Licorice, I'll start at number 7. I have Cloud9 missing the playoffs in the spring split. I have Cloud9 going 9-9, and I just do not think if this meta right now with this no ADC bot lane type situation that's going on, I don't think that Cloud9 will be able to adapt well enough to it, and I think that Sneaky will really struggle with it, as he's one of the, if you've watched his streams, he's one of the weaker, when he's off roll, he doesn't do as well compared to someone like Double Lift or anyone else. So I feel like if this meta actually stays the way it looks like it's going to be, because we don't know. We could go into week 1 and they're all playing ADCs, and this was just like fake news almost that we were going to have Pantheon or bot lane all the time. But if it is, I feel like Cloud9 is going to miss the playoffs this year.
yeah, I guess I'll go next. This might be more of a shock, but I have Echo Fox at 7 missing the playoffs.
Wow.
Yeah, I think towards the end of last split they looked really inconsistent.
That is true.
Their second half of the spring
much.
split they just tanked, and I think everyone talked at the beginning of last split that Huni and Dardoch could have communication issues, and they looked great, and then I think they got a little frustrated and just never recovered. And
Yeah.
they definitely have the weakest bot lane, and I know the bot lane meta is really like weird right now, but I think that's just in the LCS that is a bad crutch to have.
Yeah, it's true. And especially because they are known, Dardoch and Huni, that they tilt pretty easily. So if things start going bad, it's kind of hard to recapture. They're great when they're winning, but once they start losing, they can't shake that mentality as easy as some other people.
Yeah, I think
Nothing-
Huni could be one of the best top laners still, but I just don't know if he can carry the team that's built around him.
Yeah, I think Huni is still the best top laner in NA, but the problem is the team around Huni. All
Yeah,
you have to,
I
like,
agree.
it showed towards the end, all you have to do is the same thing that happened to Dyrus on TSM. If you camp Dyrus, you're literally taking out a majority of what they can do, and then they just lose off of Dyrus or Huni in this not being anything.
Because if they're camping Huni, then all their bot lane is gonna lose a 2v2 no matter what.
Yeah.
So they're not getting the other lanes ahead.
Yeah. I actually have CLG not making it.
Ooh. See,
Yeah,
you have him
A
7th again?
repeat.
A repeat
Yeah,
of 7th?
yeah. I have CLG not making it.
Do you
I
have the
just-
heroics in it from last year?
I don't have faith in CLG. It's tough out there. I know, Brian.
It's tough. It's tough to be a CLG man.
CLG fan. It's tough, man. It's tough. I want to like him. I'm a huge fan of Hui, but God, you want so many things.
Yeah, and
He only
him-
gets Aurelion so often.
And honestly, when he had it, it didn't look great, and
Yeah.
he picked like a different champion every game last split, so
He was
never
no
really had a
caps.
comfort. He didn't have a comfort pick.
Definitely
Aurelion
wasn't
Sol's-
caps on Aurelion Sol.
Yeah, it's such a good solo queue pick. But people play around like Vision so much in pro play. Like you always see the roam.
Aurelion Sol not great in my elo.
I don't think Aurelion Sol's great in many elos unless it's an expert player. Like that is a
Yeah.
champ that takes a lot of mastery to get
You
used
gotta
to.
break that barrier of like Diamond 2, and you're there. Aurelion Sol is free pick for you.
All right, so now that we have our teams that we all think are not going to make the playoffs, the first team that I think will get into the playoffs just barely, I had them winning a tiebreaker over Cloud9. I have Clutch Gaming coming up clutch in that game, and I have a feeling that they're gonna almost have a repeat performance of last year where they barely got in at the end, and then, I guess they fell off, but then got the 6th seed, and then they actually showed up pretty well in the playoffs.
Yeah. I definitely think that's a lot of Hakuho making crazy plays
Yeah, for sure.
and Infabevin being insane, and I mean Solo looked good, but I don't know.
Team that I think is going to sneak in is going to be Cloud9, which is crazy because the reason I think they will is the reason you think they won't. Because if you think about
Really?
the better AD carries, double lift, and just all these crazy people, Sneaky is good and can beat them in lane. As soon as Sneaky's out of lane, he's not doing much. But if you put him on something crazy like Brand or whatever gets through in this stupid mage bot lane meta, who knows? He might be able to do it.
Good, that's a good
It's
point.
not that hard to be late game Brand and press R,
Yeah,
regardless of how good you are.
We have never seen Sneaky's late game Brand before.
Exactly. We've never seen it. But let's be real here. If you pick the two people, Double Lift and Sneaky, who would you trust more on a mage than an AD carry? Not sure I'd trust Double Lift on a mage.
True.
I don't think I trust Sneaky on a mage, honestly. But I don't know. But I also have C9 at 6th. I think this one definitely could be wrong. I think it's one of those fringe teams. And I think like Shinskaren was so good like back on TSM. But I think that's definitely when he gets picks that are good for him. And I just think Licorice being the young top laner, not great. I think their bot lane's really good together. I think Sneaky's one of the best AD carries still. I think Jensen's good when he doesn't tilt and remembers to press ult when he's diving with that go. But
he did pretty good at playing as a team last split, though.
The thing that worries me about Licorice, sorry, you go ahead.
No, but I was just saying Licorice, though, that dude can play.
He can play carries, but I don't know if he can play
he definitely
well.
play carries.
I don't
And
think
not
he
to
can play as
mention,
well with a team.
we're slowly transitioning into not tank jungle. So Svenskeren on not tank jungle, that interests me a lot.
True. Yeah.
Can we please bring back the wording for junglers, please?
Yeah, you just have to buy your relic shield now.
Yeah, that's it. Just buy relic shield. Jesus.
Well, for my 5th team, I personally have CLG. I really liked what they did at the end of the spring split until the last week. Was it the last week or was it the second last week? Either way, they were making that miracle comeback just to let their fans down. But I think what we're gonna see is more of the late end of the spring split than the early end of spring split where they were just a complete mess. I think they kind of meshed well together towards the end, and I can see them going about 10-8, like and making about 5th place. I don't think they're in that upper tier list where I would put the other team, like the top 4 teams. But I feel like they're a middle of the road team that can maybe make a splash in the playoffs.
So with the picks you've given me, William, just looking at championship points, I think that would mean that you'd say CLG would beat C9 for that gauntlet position too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have CLG beating Cloud9 in the gauntlet, or not the whole way for the gauntlet, but I have them ahead of Cloud9 in the gauntlet. And I know Cloud9 always wins the gauntlet. I know.
Well, they did that one time, went to Worlds and had a terrible season and was the best NA team at Worlds. But I mean,
we don't talk about that.
That happened with a different team. I mean, not much of a different team, honestly.
It happened with a different meta.
It did.
Yeah, very.
It happened with the same mid laner.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, for 5th, I have Clutch Gaming. I think they're pretty interchangeable with Cloud9. I think they're a really good team, but they struggle to beat the top teams, and this is just completely on last split. where they dominated anyone lower than them in the rankings. And then
Yeah.
I think they beat Echo Fox like one time. That's probably wrong, but that's just what I think on Echo Fox's decline. They stole a win from them and had that good push at the end. But I think they have a lot of playmakers with Fuiven and Hakuho. I think Solo is promising, but I just think Lyra is too. Like I teeter between Lyra being amazing because he looks good, and then he either doesn't use it or I don't know. But I don't think he's that good, and I think Apollo's their weak link for sure.
Yeah. I actually have Clutch as 5th place as well for basically the same exact reasons,
We're all pretty.
which is pretty hilarious.
Yeah, we're all very similar with. Like I said, I even have Clutch versus Cloud9 at 6-7. I have them going to a tiebreaker for that last spot. We all think they're pretty equal. It seems like.
Yeah, I didn't do records. I wish I did. I didn't think about it.
Yeah, I didn't think about it either.
Oh, good.
We're professionals though. It's fine. Easily the best players between Gold and Platila, 100%.
Easily, by far.
Between Silver 1 and Platilo.
Also true. Last season, Brian. Last season.
Yeah.
So it seems like we all have a top 4, the exact same top 4, which I think is pretty common.
No, that's not true because I have one team in my top 4 that you have already said.
Oh, you
Yeah.
are correct.
Do you want me to go first for number 4?
Yes.
Okay, I have Counter Logic Gaming at number 4, and this is kind of a bias because I think they're also a fringe team, but I put them at the top of the fringe teams.
That sounds real biased.
It is, but I just think they have a lot of veterans, and I think Reignover last split was new, like on this team, and maybe didn't communicate well. I know he speaks really good English, but I think he did really well towards the end of the split, but just kind of would throw away games with his lead on Skarner, especially.
Yeah, just not making. He's got too cocky, and
yeah, I think everyone else is pretty good. I just think he needs to settle down a little.
All right. Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot you had Echo Fox at number 7. Well, I have as another pretty biased Team Liquid fan. I have Team Liquid as number 4.
Really?
Yes, even though they're coming off, it was I would say semi disappointing MSI. It was really disappointing at the start, almost like CLG last year in the spring split, where it was kind of disappointing at the start, and then they got back up and then failed at the last second. But like, I also feel like they're gonna struggle with this crazy new meta because Double Lift is probably the best ADC NA as of right now, I'd say, and he's the best player on Liquid. So having this issue where we don't know what this ADC meta is going to be like, if he can't adapt as quickly, Liquid doesn't have as many strengths on. We saw how Pole Belter looked really, really bad at MSI. Like, just really bad. Hopefully he can turn that around. Olay also looked pretty bad at MSI. Impact looked alright. Smithy still looked really good. And he was always still collect for those Baron steals. But I feel like if ADC is not going to, if marksmen aren't going to be part of the ADC role, if Double Lift can't adapt to that, Liquid, I still think as a team is like top 4, but I don't think they're going to be like near the best teams if they can't adapt because they rely so heavily on Double Lift.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Mine's kind of upsetting.
I don't want to say I agree, but I understand where you're coming from.
Mine's kind of upsetting because my number 4 pick is my favorite NA team, which is TSM.
So number 4 is all of our favorite picks, our favorite teams.
It's kind of sad. It's just, God, man, Bjergsen is so good, but it shows that Bjergsen's a lot better than the rest of his teammates, and it just seems like their communication's never where it should be. I think they need. Bjergsen has to step up a lot for shot calling, obviously. Mm-hmm. And Mike Young, golly, it's just so much to say. Everyone just needs to do better. Like, they have to do a lot better than what they did. I mean, they ended with a good record. But
yeah, you're saying they have the talent, but they didn't execute on that talent.
I think, like Golden Guardians getting rid of High, I think it was a very ballsy move. With not trying to do everything you could do to get Double Lift back. And then
Number 3. I think they had a really good spring split up until they were doing really well, higher than anyone's expectations. I feel like early, and then they kind of like we were saying before, where Huni and Darshan said they were tilting a bit, and uh, even though it was a letdown towards the end, I do expect them to have another great split in the summer, and I really think Huni will step up his game, and I think he's the best top laner, maybe the best player in NA, and up there with like Aframu and Doublelift. And I think that with us maybe moving away from bot lane meta, maybe we'll move over to a top lane meta, or maybe back to a mid lane meta. We haven't had a top lane meta, I feel like, in a long time, where the top laners carry. But if we do get there, I feel like Huni could lead the way for Echo Fox and put him at the 3rd seed.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah. So, okay, you want to go?
No, you go ahead.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay.
I insist.
Well, at number 3, I have 100 Thieves, and I know they came in second last split.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just think I don't think it's because of anything they're going to be doing wrong. I think it's what other people are going to be doing right. I think someday at the beginning of last split again, I mean, I think he was really inconsistent and stepped up huge at the end. And I just think Meteos and Aframu, obviously, veterans, really solid players. I don't think they tilt. And I think Cody Sun's grown a lot, especially with Afro, like kind of bringing him up even more than he did on that perfect season with Immortals.
Yeah,
Well,
I agree.
yeah.
Cody Sun's really developed very well, especially after that famous, infamous Worlds play. He's turned it around quite a bit. He hasn't let it got to him. It doesn't seem like he's letting it got to him.
Well, I think it's so far in the past too. You can't dwell on it for that long. And I
Hasn't
think
even been a year. Hasn't been a year yet.
Really? Oh man. Oh well. Anyway, I think Ryu's really good. I just think if he's not playing like Rise or Azir or something like that, a mage like that, he's less impactful. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't think they'll have what it takes to beat my top 2 teams, which are the only ones I haven't named. But I'll keep it a secret.
My number 3 team is Liquid. I have Liquid at number 3 just because of everyone on Liquid except Poe Belter. Like, I think everyone but Poe Belter is good, and that's the only reason I actually put Liquid above TSM was because they have more than TSM does. Like, I think it'll be close between the two, but Jesus, I don't think they're as well as the other 2 teams that I have. I think it's going to be extremely close between the top 3 teams, though. Very close.
I always loved Poe Belter so much. It's like almost like the MSI. Just his performance at MSI was just atrocious. Like
I think that's just a lot of the international nerves too.
they
I
could.
think he was fine.
He was fine. He was fine in NA. Like in the spring split in the playoffs, he was one of their best players on Azir in that finals against 100 Thieves. Was invincible on Azir. It seemed like, but then it's like he got to MSI and did nothing right. It felt like
it's tough watching him in solo queue as well.
I can't say I have seen him.
Yeah, it's tough. It kind of seems like he does the Tyler 1 strat of inting a lot. But it's a ballsy decision putting Liquid at 3, seeing how they, beat my number 1 and 2 teams in Spring Split. But
yeah, the defending champs.
Yeah, I still have them at 3.
All right, so my 2 seed is I have TSM being at number 2 this year because I feel like they do have a lot of the talent, and it's almost like a New England Patriots type of thing. I've kind of seen like they had a really disappointing spring split for their standards, so I feel like they're gonna like come back stronger and just like I feel like they're gonna crush a lot of people this year. I'm not necessarily a TSM fan. I don't personally like TSM that much, but I feel like it's almost like the Patriots. Like they're that dynasty that always wins, So I have them coming second place this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I also have them in second, and that Patriots reference kind of hurts because I can't stand the Patriots, and I agree. They are the Patriots of the LCS. They always win. I mean, they have the most split wins. I mean, I believe that's true.
Mm-hmm.
They always go to Worlds except for, I mean, Did they miss it last Worlds or?
No, they made it last Worlds.
Okay,
Yeah.
they made it. So they always go to Worlds. I think Sven and Mithy will definitely be more comfortable, and I just think their weak link is Mike Young. I think he, even what you've been saying, Brock, like on stream, seeing him play in solo queue, I think Cutie Pie said like, oh no, I have Mike Young on my team. Like, I'd never win with Mike Young on my team because he's just that hot or cold.
Yeah,
And if he's
it
not
really
playing,
is.
if he's not playing like Nidalee or
Yeah.
another
Lee
one of his
Sin.
signature picks or Lee Sin, yeah, I think he's very overrated. But I think the rest of their
Yeah.
team is extremely good. I think Bjergsen probably the best mid. I think Poe Belter is still like top 3, but I think Bjergsen's definitely better than him. So
Yeah, I want to
know.
believe Full Belter's still top 3. It's just that, like you said, it could have been international nerfs. Who knows? It's preseason. He can come back
Very
and have
well.
an amazing first week here, and it's like, oh, Full Belter's fixed. Dude, he's back up in that top 3. He got caught out too much. He gets caught out. He really needs to work on that, where he gets caught out all the time. Like I mean, I can't say that because I do that all the time, but I'm not. I'm not in the LCS. Like it seems like a very simple mistake to fix for someone of that level of play.
Yeah, you're pretty close to LCS, dude.
Oh yeah,
I think so. It also doesn't see. It always seems like with Liquid, like, and then I'll go to my number 2 pick. But it seems like with Poe Belter and all that, if you compare the vision around mid lane, there never seems to be a lot of vision around mid lane. I don't know if that's jungler problems not warding for him or him just not warding for himself. But it seems like he gets called out because he's roaming into vision and no one's clearing it.
That's true. That's a very good point.
I haven't paid that much attention to Poe Belter
I
playing.
can't say I
LCS,
have.
but- Yeah, but I'll
don't know
take
the
your
vision
word for it.
scores.
But yeah, I have Echo Fox as my number 2 team. And that's just because I think whenever Echo Fox would lose their games, I think they actually realized that they need to play off of Huni. And I think that's going to make Dardoch and Phoenix, that's going to actually make them start playing around Huni a lot more now. So I think their games are going to be insane. I think their games are going to be crazy. The amount of stuff that's going to happen top is going to be insane.
I want to butt in and say I don't think they have to play around Huni. I think Dardoch showed that he is not as big of a carry, but he definitely can like step in when Hootie's having a bad game. And
He definitely
take
can.
over the game.
So he definitely can. But it's just, man, if
Yeah.
you get Huni an early kill, he does more
Yeah.
with early kills than most people, especially
You know,
top laners.
That world's runner-up. I mean,
You
he's got
gotta
the
love it.
experience.
He has got it.
All right. So our number 1 teams for the summer split. I have the number 1 team for summer split, and I also think they're going to win the playoffs. 100 Thieves. I feel like they had pretty good second place split. I love Aframu as a player. I think he might be the best player in NA.
He's the reason I was a CLG fan.
I think Cody Sun has developed amazingly well, and I would put Cody Sun in the probably top 4 ADCs in all of NA. I just love everything about the team. I feel like, and not to mention with the new rules with where you only have to set your lineup for your league team and your academy team every Wednesday. We could potentially see Levi coming up for 100 Thieves to if Meteos is struggling a little bit, or Meteos has been good, but if he is struggling, they have that hidden wild card down there in their academy team.
X factor.
Yeah, where if Levi's starting, if his English has progressed, I don't know, but if his English has progressed well enough where he can communicate with the team, like we could see Levi facing NA here, and I think that just almost 100% completes their team. And expecting wild plays from Levi, I think 100 Thieves will be the number 1 team.
Yeah, Brock,
Yep.
this is mostly for you, but didn't because I know you follow it more than I do, but didn't Levi get like rank 1 in NA or really
Yes, he did.
close?
He
I
did.
believe so. Yeah.
He did get rank 1. He got rank 1 with Lee Sin at like 70% win rate, something ridiculous like
Wow.
that.
Post Lee Sin nerfs.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then, Will, I want to put you on the spot because you say you think Cody Sun is top 4, and I know you said Double Lift and Sneaky. I think you said they're top 2 or maybe top 3. I don't know. Who's the other AD carry that's in there?
Well, I would say Zen.
Sven.
Zen, yeah, Zen.
Mm.
I feel like he's in there I'd put him at 3rd.
Yeah. Yeah, historically, I agree. In
I feel-
NA, definitely not. But
I feel
Oh,
like he'll
definitely.
get better. I have a feeling he's gonna have a much better split this
I
split.
hope. I have him at second, so I hope so.
Yeah, I do as well. That's kind of like my whole like second. I feel like they're gonna get much better on the bot lane. They have Bjergsen in mid. Like they'll be good. I
Yep.
think.
Yeah.
I also have 100 Thieves winning first place. It's just
The highest.
because their team is just they have everything. It's so good, and not to mention of all the NA teams, Cody Sun and Afro are like the ADC support that duo every day. Every day they do, and their duo win this meta. Where when I watch Sneaky, Double Lift, everyone else, they're playing AD carries, which could be good or bad
Yeah,
because
we
this meta
really don't
might not
know.
go into this. Yeah, this meta might not go into LCS.
Yeah, we don't
But
know until Saturday.
my only wild card for or hot or cold for 100 Thieves is Meteos.
Do you expect them to bring up Levi this split?
I do. I 100% do.
Yeah. I think
think-
I think Meteos is definitely a great player, and I think he's
Mhm.
like a really. I don't know their comms how much of a shot caller he is,
Yeah.
but I don't think he tilts. I think they're definitely trying to replace Meteos with Levi long term.
Yep.
Media or Levi just has that X factor. He's
He's so
He's so
good.
he's
Good.
so good.
So-
He's
so
so good.
And I don't think that's bad for Meteos. I think he'll be on another top team.
Oh yeah, for sure. He won't lose. He might lose the spot on 100 Thieves, but he'll get picked up by another team for sure. He's
I can
definitely
see
a
like
star
if
team.
Rainover had a really bad split again, and Levi did. If Levi doesn't move up, maybe CLG could pick up Levi or Meteos if he's free or another team. So I
I
don't
should
know.
go to Clutch.
Yeah, if Levi's not in the summer split, he will be in the spring split 100%. I feel like by that
I
time
think
his
so.
English will be good enough. His
Either-
skills
either
are like
that-
easily top 3 jungler right off his back. I feel like.
I
Yeah.
mean, if Peanut over in LCK retires, I mean maybe they'll take Levi. I think he's good enough.
Possibly. Possibly.
I don't think he'll retire, but you know. But anyway, my number one is Team Liquid.
Nice. I like it.
I know I'm not a Team Liquid fan, but I'm a Double Lift fan and Afromove fan back from the good old CLG days. So I just think I'll go down position by position. I think Impact, the world champion, he is hot or cold, but I think if it's a tank meta or if it's a matchup he can play a tank, especially like a Shen where he can just affect the whole map. I think
Or Singed.
or Singed, yeah.
Where he can affect his lane.
Yeah, I just think, okay, yeah, so if he can affect the game in any way, I think he's really solid. I think Xmithy, I mean, just looking at the guy in interviews, and like, I'm staring at his picture right now on the league website, he's just stone-faced killer right there. I think he has ice in his veins, like Baron steals all the time, really consistent. I think Mr. 200 IQ has a little bit of a problem with nerves, but I think he's really solid. Double lift, best AD carry NA, all else are trash. And I think their weak link is Olay, and I definitely don't think Olay is bad. I just think Olay
Yeah.
is too nice to play with double lift. Honestly, I think it tilts him.
Yeah.
I think they're really strong. They have the international chemistry, so they play together more, like, competitively.
hmm
So, yeah.
I am totally fine with that prediction as a Team Liquid fan.
That's just because you just bought the jersey. You don't want to waste the money.
Yeah.
I didn't buy a jersey. I bought a T-shirt.
Team
Same
Liquid fan
thing.
as of last year, but anyway.
Hey! I was an Immortals fan before that. To be clear,
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
But I only went over there because.
Yeah, Immortals fan after they went undefeated. But anyway.
Yeah, that's it. That's fine.
That one's true. That one's true.
I bet you're an Alabama fan too, huh?
No. So anyway, this has been going on pretty quick. So let's just go straight to who do you think qualifying for Worlds? I'll just do my 1, 2, 3. I think 100 Thieves for me and Brock, obviously the World qualifying. And you have Liquid. I have Liquid 2 by points, and then for my Gauntlet winner, I have Echo Fox winning the Gauntlet.
Okay. Well, as you said, Team Liquid gonna win the split, so I think they auto qualify. And since they have the most points, I think it opens it up.
Oh yeah, that is very true.
But I still think 100 Thieves is gonna be second.
Okay.
Just on points alone. Even if they get third, I think the second and third will be better. And for the gauntlet winner, I have next to this biased.
Oh
But
boy.
I think CLG, and if they do, they will have to run the entire gauntlet, kind of similar to Cloud9.
Hmm.
And then in parentheses, I have probably TSM, because I think that's more realistic. But the CLG is just a hope, so I had to put it in.
I know I did say that. I said that like TSM, like Patriots are gonna come back and dominate and stuff. I have a feeling they're gonna get second place in the playoffs, but I feel like there's gonna be an upset in the gauntlet, and I feel
Yeah,
like Echo
that's the
Fox
thing.
will
Like,
upset them.
we could
And
have Clutch Gaming in freaking Worlds because they did so. What they get, like, well, I guess they got fourth, but
yeah,
still, they could do good. They could do this good this split and come in second or something in the
yeah,
gauntlet.
yeah. That's the thing is like I have we won't have of from my predictions. There won't be TSM, Cloud9, or CLG in World. It'll be completely new teams for me that I have in Worlds for NA.
I think Heart Thieves and Echo Fox is going.
100 and Echo Fox, and who do you have as
Yeah.
your gauntlet?
That's a tough. I think Cloud9.
Cloud9.
I
Oh,
could
so,
see it.
so you don't have
Yeah.
Liquid moving on,
I don't.
or TSM.
I don't, which really upsets me.
That is the most surprising thing to me.
I know, but it's got. There's only so much a mid laner can do.
Okay.
All right, so we'll move on now into our week 1 predictions. So we can start now with the very first game of the summer split. 100 Thieves versus Team Liquid. 1 and 2, going right at it at the beginning. I'll start. I personally have 100 Thieves winning this game. I think Liquid might be coming out ice cold and like kind of like an MSI hangover, if you will. Like, I just feel like 100 Thieves are going to come out strong this whole split and just dominate.
Okay. Well, as I have Liquid winning it all, I have Liquid winning.
Okay.
I
Makes
think
sense.
the MSI hangover you're talking about happened at MSI. So I think they definitely want to shake that off, and I think they're going to come out strong.
You can get a hangover. That was the summer or spring split hangover. You can get multiple hangovers.
Well, they
definitely
won.
multiple.
They won Spring Split, so I don't know about that. But
I have 100 Thieves winning as well. It's just I don't. 100 Thieves is just gonna take it. I think it's gonna be a tough game though. 100 Thieves is definitely gonna take it.
okay, 2-1, I lose.
Now, or you gain a
Or
game on
you
both
win.
of us.
Yeah, or you win.
Next game, TSM versus Counterlogic Gaming. I think TSM's gonna come out and beat. They crushed CLG last year in both. Was it in both the split games? I believe. And yeah, they absolutely crushed them. But I have that happening again.
CLG had one of them, just like I don't know what happened. Just
Oh, and they
lost
threw
it.
it. They threw it.
Threw
Yeah.
it hard,
The,
threw it hard.
the
like
one
Tom
that comes.
Brady throwing a pass a Patriot wide receiver.
Yeah, they
right
definitely deflated their stats those games.
As an Atlanta fan, you understand how both of these things work.
It was very deflating.
They're very deflated. But I have TSM winning because short answer, anytime Counter Logic plays against a good team, I just act like Counter Logic isn't a team.
But wouldn't it be counter logic if they came out strong and beat TSM?
It would be.
I mean, they would need it.
Yeah, but I still have TSM winning. So
Oh.
Jesus, you rused us.
Wow, I thought the bias would be strong enough.
no,
Thanks
not
to
in,
turn your jersey
not
in.
in game. I don't have a jersey. Not
Wow.
a sheep. Anyway,
All right, game. So we're all on the same page. We all think TSM's gonna win.
Yeah.
for sure.
All right, we'll have a record. Like we'll make a post about this and like have all of our predictions and then the record throughout the year as well for these to see who's the best at predicting games. Game 3, we have Clutch Gaming versus Cloud9. I have Clutch Gaming winning this. Like I said, I do not have much faith in Cloud9 this year. Even though I think Clutch and Cloud9 are basically the same team, I feel like they have everything the same and they're going to finish the same. And then I just feel like Clutch is going to win this one.
I have Cloud9 winning. I think Cloud9's going to start the season off decent, and then I think they're going to fall off. I think
like
something's going to
Like
happen.
last
yeah.
split.
Yeah.
Yep. I think it's going to be the same.
Well, Brock, I think that's really interesting because I think you're wrong. I think Clutch Gaming's gonna win.
Nice.
I think Fabivin is just too good for Jensen. I think Jensen's good. I think Fabivin's better, and I think Hakuho can shut down Sneaky. And I think that's really their only shining light to me.
Right. See, I think if Clutch is gonna win, I think he's gonna have to solo Jensen and then type in all chat. I think that's what he's gonna have to do.
He's gonna have to flash a dabbing penguin.
Yep. He has to
Followed
put
by a
Jensen on
Mastery
too.
7 emote. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway.
All right, so
Do we even really need to do these games?
yeah, the next game,
Yeah, just-
FlyQuest versus Echo Fox. I'm assuming across the board we're Echo Fox here, but Brian,
Well, I do have Echo Fox at 7th,
you do.
but I have FlyQuest at 9th, so yeah, Echo Fox.
You have Echo Fox and Brock. I'm assuming. Echo
Contrary to popular belief, I think FlyQuest, very good chance of losing this game. Strong chance.
Okay,
I don't think
so
you know what
for-
contrary means.
For this game, unlike the TSM CLG where that really, I mean, they're two good teams, where this is a good team versus a obviously worse team. Do you think it will end before 26 and a half minutes?
No, I think it'll go over 26 and a half.
Okay. With Huni and Dardoch versus
Yeah.
FlyQuest?
Yes, I still think it'll go over 26 and a half. Hard to break turrets with the top liner. You need your marksman. We could have longer games if you don't have any marksmen. It might be harder
Oh
to see.
yeah, okay. I guess.
Mages
about-
do damage.
What about, that's true, but what about 30 minutes?
30 minutes? Oh, that's
No.
tough.
No, I think it's gonna go around 28.
28? I'll
28
go
minutes.
over again. I think it'll
Over
be a
30
35-minute game.
You're a crazy person.
Yeah, I think it'll be like 24, 25 minutes.
30 minutes. Your two bot laners are gonna have well over 700.
Let me
AP.
rephrase. I'll go 31 minutes. I'll go bold, but not that bold. I'll go 31 minutes.
Yeah, all right. 30 and a half minutes for Will.
All right. So, our big game of the night. The game everyone's waiting for.
Game of the week, right?
Game of the week. Golden Guardians versus Optic Gaming. Who do you guys got? I have Golden Guardians winning. I have Golden Guardians being 1-0 to start out the first day. They get that win before week 4.
I think the hardest part about this game is possibly going to be staying up throughout the entire game. I'm not expecting much to come out of this, but I do have Optic winning. Just because, I mean, everyone has to get at least one win.
Yeah.
You don't think this is one of the ones that Golden Guardians is going to have to get?
I do.
I think so too, but I still think Optic is going to win.
Oh.
I think Power of Evil is going to smash
That
who's their mid laner? I can't even remember.
Mickey.
Liquid Reject. Mickey.
Mickey?
Yeah. I think he'll smash him. Like, it won't even be close. I think Jungle will be okay. I think Flame will do well. But I don't know. I just don't think that. I don't think Golden Guardians has got it. I guess Flame's not on Optic. That's Dokla. But I think Lorlo is trash. So Dokla's still gonna beat him.
All right. So we got 2 Optic and 1 Golden Guardians. And
Hard to
that's
disagree.
day 1. Day 2, we have the first game of day 2 is TSM versus FlyQuest.
Okay, can we skip down to
Yeah, I'm
game
assuming
Yeah,
TSM. We
yeah,
all have
absolutely.
TSM and we all have
TSM,
Liquid.
Team Liquid.
Liquid versus Golden
contest.
Guardians. We all have
No contest.
no contest.
I feel like the next couple guesses are going to be the same.
Oh, 100 Thieves. I have 100 Thieves beating Counterlogic Gaming as well. What do you have, Brian?
Same.
Well, following true counter logic, being a CLG fan, I have CLG winning because I think that this is one that they will take off a potential top team that will help them like deeper into the season. I think they'll probably be 1-1 after this week.
So
I
you're saying
think,
this is a bold prediction of the
I
week?
think, yeah, I guess. I say it is for sure.
Okay.
I think there's a chance that CLG can win if something crazy happens and like all of 100 Thieves roster gets injured. But I don't necessarily see that happen.
Yeah, I don't see it happen, but counter logic.
Put me
kinda
down
odd.
for 100 Thieves.
I am also on 100 Thieves. All right, so next game is Clutch Gaming versus Echo Fox. A little bit closer than the first 3 games, in my opinion. But
I
Brian
think this
has
is game of the week.
game of the week, or game of the week, or game of the day.
You don't
No,
think
game
100
of the
Thieves
week.
versus Liquid?
100
I
Thieves
don't.
versus Liquid. Oh, that's what I have.
don't.
I
I think
I
100
personally
Thieves
think
is
we're
going to
spoiled.
blow them out.
Oh,
I think so.
really?
game 1. 100 Thieves is coming out.
All right,
Come
so
out,
Will,
man.
on that first game, let's backtrack. You say Liquid versus 100 Thieves, right?
No, I said 100 Thieves over Liquid.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I don't think
never
it'll be a blowout. I don't think it'll be a blowout. I think it'll be a close game. I think
Okay.
maybe a close game, one team fight difference, and it'll be 100 Thieves on top.
Liquid's gonna win it. But anyway, let's get back.
Anyway, back to Clutch and Echo Fox. I have Clutch Gaming beating Echo Fox in this game. Even though I have Echo Fox in number 3, I feel like Clutch Gaming, this is one of those, I think they're going to snag a game off of Echo Fox here early on in the season.
See, the fact that you have that little confidence in Echo Fox to beat a clear mid-table team shows their weakness to me, and that's why I also have Clutch Gaming. But I think that Echo Fox is not going to do that great this split.
Okay.
That's tough. I definitely have Echo Fox.
I'd say you do. Okay.
I think the top jungle on Echo Fox is going to beat the top jungle on Clutch. And then I definitely give Forbidden over Phoenix. So
Yeah, I agree.
Echo Fox is going to play off of top and Clutch is going to play off of mid. But I think Echo Fox will be able to do it better.
All right, and then we go. And so now we have the final game of the week, Cloud9 and Optic Gaming. This is my bold upset. I have Optic Gaming beating Cloud9 in this game.
Not
like-
so fast. Not to take Corso's thunder. But I also have Optic. So
Really?
It's not as bold as you think. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
I didn't
I
think
think
anyone
if-
would join me.
You know, I think if anyone's going to upset anyone can upset C9. I think C9 has helped with upsetting themselves a lot.
Do you have
So
Optic
it's
as
very
well?
possible. I do not.
Oh, I was going to say no way. We all pick Optic.
I have faith. But you won't see me surprised if Cloud9 loses this
Okay.
game.
Okay. Yeah, I think Power Evil can do pretty well in this game.
Yep.
Okay. So that is our summer split predictions and our week 1 predictions. They're probably going to be all wrong, you know. That's just how predictions go. But if not,
Yours probably will.
Optics winning it all.
Optics win the whole thing
Optics winning it all.
against Golden Guardians in finals. No one sees it coming.
We're going to see Optic and SKT finals.
Yeah,
World.
Mickey MVP.
And CLG will win the gauntlet. True counter logic.
Really, do y'all know,
Exactly.
Mickey's going to solo Faker in Worlds 3 times.
It's gonna body him.
Well,
Yep.
that is all we have for this episode. Next week we'll be able to review our current week's predictions, see how we did against each other, and then next week we'll do the predictions again. So I'd like to thank Brian for showing up as the permanent guest, and Brock, you as well, showing up as another permanent guest.
I'd say I get the title of host if I'm a permanent guest.
That's the next episode.
Winner. It is a winner takes all. Winner gets host.
Yeah, winner gets host.
All right, and that's everything for this episode. See you later.